And hello, hello. It's Thursday. It's time for Tough Topic Thursday, but today I changed the name of it and calling it Toxic Relationship Thursday because I was coming up with a topic and then I thought, oh, that's going to be too much work because this morning I was not feeling good. I actually had an upset stomach, so I don't know what that was all about. So I rested this afternoon, but I was glad I had decided to do this show because, I can come up with answers off the top of my head. I didn't have to do any research or anything like that, so this is going to work. So, what we're going to do tonight, for those of you who are wandering in, every so often I do a show where people can come in and they can ask a question right here in real time and get an answer back right away. Now, the moderators are going to take the questions in the order in which they are posted. Make sure your question is short and succinct. Don't be thinking that everybody got time to wait while you do your 35 words a minute typing and, take forever to get your question up there. Try to fit it in, like put it in a document so you can cut and paste it or something like that to speed the process along. And they will remind me as I'm answering one question, they'll remind me of who's next. And so everybody will, get their turn and it'll be in the order in which let the moderators know that you have a question, okay? But let me start off by saying I wanted to talk about something where you guys get your questions together. I was talking to a friend of mine and she said something that kind of triggered a thought because I thought, God, so many women say this and they don't even understand understand what's going on. Okay, so she was talking about some issues she had with her boyfriend and how it just seemed like she would be talking to him and he didn't understand and she was like, well, how can I get him to understand, or why can't I talk to him in a way that he understands, and this and all this old stuff. And I'm just looking because I started laughing because you guys have got to know, I mean, that's like one of women's chief frustrations, is that it seems like he doesn't understand anything I say. Let me assure you, without a doubt, he understands everything that you're saying. That's a game they play because it allows them to maintain power over you. Because while you are focused on using all your words and rephrasing things 55 times and trying to come up with different parables and parallels and examples and, quotes and whatever, try to back your position up, you have spreadsheets and flowcharts and diagrams and slideshows and everything to try to quote, get him to understand. That motherfucker understood you the first time you said it. So you guys, unfortunately though, not understanding that this is a game, you get caught up. And so you start going through all these conniptions trying to get him to understand when he already understood. So what they do, this is an example. Okay, so you say, "Oh, I don't know, I can't even think of something. I don't really want to do blah 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 that you're talking about. I want to do that. I'd rather do such and such." Okay, he's going to come back. Typically, this is what they do. Not always, but typically they come back with a question. Well, what are you talking about? Okay, so now you're on the defensive, right? Because he's pretending like he didn't understand what you said the first time when he very well understood what you said. But he don't like that answer. So he's going to try to act like he didn't understand it. It's along the lines, what's that phrase called? uh I ain't trying to hear that, that it's along those lines. So here you go, well, no, what I mean is, and then you start going down that road, right? And so he's looking at you because he's like, oh, she dumb, she bit. And so you still talking and gesticulating and you trying to make your little points and you doing all the stuff. And so then you say, well, do you understand now? Well, that don't make no damn sense though. Okay, so now you caught up, right? So now you gonna try to make it make sense to try to make him understand why it makes sense. So there you go off on, lap number two, and he gonna keep you on that little spinning track, with dumb questions and repeating back what you said with a little twist to it. I mean, they just do this shit all the time. It's such a classic bullshit ass game. I really don't, ask him something like, "Oh, I called you. I called you and you didn't answer." Okay, well, the answer that's there's no question here. It's a statement. So what you looking for is for him to say, "Yeah, I was busy working, I was doing whatever." But that's not what's going to happen because really, if you already knew that, what would you make that statement for? So, it's kind of a redundant issue, but typically what they do is when they was doing some shit they know they didn't have no business doing, well, what time did you call me? Well, what did you want? I must have didn't hear the phone. My battery must have been dead. Well, I didn't hear the phone ring. Are you sure you called me? Are you sure you called the right number? And again, he's off, got you off on this tangent, explaining and re explaining and trying to figure out, how you can get him to understand that you called him and he didn't answer the phone. In reality, when you make a statement, ladies, all you have to do is make your statement. That's it. You don't have to get his buy in. You don't have to get his okay, his permission, his agreement, nothing. It's a statement. It's not a question. It's not looking for an agree, any kind of like back and forth negotiation on it. This is it, motherfucker. That's it. That's it, and that's all. And so then, they try to play stupid. Well, I don't understand what you're talking about. That don't make no sense. That sounds stupid. And all this is like, really all you have to do is say, well, I was speaking English, which you claim you know how to speak. And I said, it very clearly. So you sit there and you think about it, you'll figure it out. And then you get up and walk away. You don't get caught up in his nonsense. You just don't do that to yourself. But unfortunately, so many women do. And, and then they go away frustrated saying, well, I just used all those words and he still doesn't understand. And thanks, Leandra. And in reality, he understood perfectly well. He just wanted to frustrate you because he didn't want to answer. He didn't want to be in agreement with you. He just wanted to be stupid and, have. See, this is why I wasn't feeling that great this morning. And I thought it was allergies. But now I'm not so sure. Because it was raining and it was cold and it was hot. Then it was cold and it was hot. Then it was cold and it was hot. Sometimes in the same day. And my body doesn't like those drastic temperature changes, I've noticed. So, that's what I wanted you to understand, just off the top, because she was really struggling with that concept. And, if you ask them a question and they don't give you an answer to that question, you don't have to rephrase the question. You ain't in a courtroom where the witness says, to the judge will say to the attorney, can you rephrase the question? You ain't on trial. Ain't nobody on trial. It's not a courtroom. So, and that motherfucker understands exactly what you said, and he knew what you was asking him. He just didn't want to answer. And when you guys can change your mind frame so that when you understand that this is what's going on, your whole approach and your energy will be different. Instead of trying to placate him and worry about how you going to figure out what to say to him so he understands and all this other stuff, you will just own your shit and you will just say what you got to say, and it's just going to fall where it does, and he's either going to like it or not, but it's not going to change shit for you. You're not going to sit up there using 8,000 words saying the same shit over and over with different ways and voice inflections and body positions and all that kind of stuff. See, that's just a waste of your energy. And if you have a man who keeps liking, he keeps wanting to play those kind of communication games where you're constantly frustrated, I would suggest that you rethink that relationship because that's a bullshit ass motherfucker and he's very immature. You want a man that you can communicate with. And he understands everything the first time, and he knows he understands, and he admits he understands. That's what grown-ups do. So if you have somebody who's playing them kind of little silly juvenile games, and he keeps it up even after you bust him out. You got to think about that because all the energy that you're using up, dealing with his nonsense, you could be making some money. That's my thing. I didn't spend 35 minutes for wasting time on this, and I could have been, if I'm, even if you say you was making, I don't know, $15 an hour. I mean, most people, the adults making way more, but let's just say you was making $15 an hour. Well, then that's 750. And then, most people, at least out here in California, they making 60, $70 an hour. So that's, $35 that you missed out on wasting time on bullshit. And if you do that in and out all day, over several weeks of time, that's thousands of dollars that you could have made that you wasted talking shit with a man. So, you got to think about that. How much time, how much value do you put on your time and energy? I put a lot on mine, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say what I have to say one time, and you either get it or you don't. If you don't, well, we maybe do, we might not be a good match. So, any questions come in yet? Did anyone have a question that needs advice? That was how I started off. Okay, something else I want to talk about too while y'all get your questions together. What is up with women talking on the phone in the toilet? I keep noticing that. Okay, you hear tinkle sounds and everything, and they in there farting and whatnot, and on the phone in the toilet stall. What are you doing? That's gross and it's nasty. That's just disgusting. And it's like, who do you think, okay, you on the phone, okay, let's say I'm on the phone, right? And you talking to me in the bathroom, and I can hear other people coughing, blowing their nose, toilets flushing, all the stuff going on. Why are you doing that to somebody? I swear I would hang up. I would hang up. And so that would be the end of that. I just wouldn't be able to do that. And I don't understand why so many women do it lately. I've noticed that a lot lately, and it's just really gruesome, just like real foul. Just like, and you don't. I mean, how long does it take to pee? What? I don't know. Just say 2 minutes. Okay, to five if you gotta, do other things and then wash your hair and do your lipstick or whatever. Okay, so 5 minutes of your time you can't stay off the phone for 5 minutes and call that person back, and your phone must be like a just covered in bacteria. That's just gross. I clean mine off every so often with Clorox wipes, just because. But if I would never take my phone in the bathroom, that's like the nastiest place that I could ever think of. Okay, so let's see what Verita says. My ex broke my coffee table and didn't offer to pay for another one, so I broke up with him. Is that a silly reason to break up? Absolutely not. That's an excellent reason because you don't look at the table. Okay, the table is just representative of someone's willingness to take responsibility for the damage that they caused to someone else's property, body, home, whatever. I mean, whatever it is, car, it doesn't matter. The coffee table was your property. He damaged it, broke it to where, it couldn't be used again. A person who is responsible and accountable would have been like, "Oh my God, let me try to, let's go shopping, let's get you a replacement one, or how much did it cost? Write you a check." I mean, whatever they're gonna do. I mean, natural like insure even if it was insured, insurance company would take some depreciation off depending upon how long you had it. So, let's say you had it for 4 or 5 years. Well, if the person offers you half of what you paid for it, that would be fair. But the fact that he didn't want to pay, he didn't want to do shit. Well, that tells you a lot about his character. And I think that you handled yourself very well. That was excellent. It showed you something about his character and not just about the table. People get stuck in the minutia of a situation. It's not about the table. It's his fucked up attitude about your stuff. Very callous and very, just like whatever is broken. What you want me to do about it, kind of. So, I think that was good. All right, let me scroll up. Seemed like I saw something else. Okay, okay, Ash is next. How do you stay positive about meeting a decent man? Well, my thing is this: you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find a prince. I know that sounds silly and trite, but it's kind of true when you think about it. It's I don't know. And I think the older we get, the people have more baggage. I mean, we do too. It's not just a one sided thing. People have more baggage. They have more painful experiences. They're more shell shocked. They have more traumas. They have more, divorce maybe, financial issues, kids. I mean, there's so much going on in most people's lives by the time they hit, 30, 40 years old. Um, it's really it's hard to find somebody that's going to be just open and loving and right off the bat, everything is good right off the bat. There's always going to be some negotiation going on. Oh, Vanessa's here. Thanks, man. It's just the only thing that I can add to that too, this is my own philosophy. No matter how many knuckleheads I ran into, I wipe the slate clean between dudes, so that each person has the opportunity to eat, make or break themselves. I'm not gonna hit them with, well, the last man I was with did this and said that or this and that, blah blah. I mean, I might have that in the back of my mind, what certain behaviors mean, but I'm not gonna relay it to him because it's a none of his business, and b that was that person. Each person, we should each have the opportunity to make our own mistakes and not be charged with crimes that someone else did. So that's my philosophy. So I go into it at least with an open mind. I don't know about, keeping spirits up and all of that. That's a little far fetched, but you try to let bygones be bygones. If it's a new person, it's a new face. They have a different life, a different experiences. They're coming at you. That's a different person. So they should be treated fairly and given the opportunity to either love you the way you need to be loved or to fuck up and be dismissed like everybody else. So that's what I think about it, and that's what I do. My own personal life. So that's the best I can advise you. Wipe that slate clean. Let them fuck up on their own. Okay, I'm scrolling up to see where did I leave off. I see Saudi said that nigga dog understand. Yeah, they do. They always understand. Okay, I forgot. I don't know where I left off now. Shoot. Scrolling, 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 scrolling. I'm looking. Shoot, I messed up because I scrolled up too high and lost my place. Sigh. Oh, okay, here I am. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's Ash's question. All right, so now I'm going down. Okay, Amy. Why do some women get away with spending all their money clubbing, dressing cute, and being an artist, no real job, etc., and then go beg a GoFundMe for car repairs? Why do they get away with it? I don't know. They won't be getting no money from me, but I think sometimes, if they are perceived to be attractive enough, men will send them money, hoping for something more. But sometimes, they just are turned on by somebody who they, find attractive and stimulating, and you know what I mean. And so that's how they can get it. And sometimes, we look at the people, and it's kind of like I try to look objectively, like, okay, if I were a dude, what would I find attractive about this woman? I try to, be objective and look at them the way a guy might. And sometimes I just don't see it. So I really, I can't, I don't have an answer for that one. All I can say is, some women are just got it like that and some don't. Why do men think we should be honored to be in their dusty presence? Ah, well, that is a very complicated answer, and it involves a lot of, social structure around patriarchy and primarily based on religion. because in all those Abrahamic religions, men are elevated to status and honors and get all kinds of kudos and power over women. And it's supposed to be ordained by God. So you see, when you have God as your wingman, it makes you feel very powerful. And it's kind of hard for women, especially if they believe in that religion, to challenge that. So they tend to follow along. So if you have millions of women who believe a certain kind of thing about men and marriage and the man being the leader and women submitting and, the man being the one of honor and you got to honor your husband, also stuff, and that's your mindset, well, you can see how on the flip side of that, these guys would feel entitled and they would feel like you're honored to be in his dusty presence because God said so, that's what you should be. And so did the preacher. And so did, patriarchy and some laws that, of course, they've been kind of broken up now, but the residue of those laws is still still alive because a lot of these dudes were old and they're still carrying on with that mentality no matter what laws change to give women rights and privileges on a par to men. They don't care about that. So they're, perpetuating that belief system as well. But that's where from everything that I've seen, it's those are the two sources of that belief because that's what they'll do, honey. They will pull out God and beat you over the head with it in a minute because you ain't a Christian woman. I want a Proverbs, whatever that 31, whatever it is, 17. I don't know, whatever that thing is. They always quoting a Proverbs woman and this and that and blah blah. It's like, nigga, you can't even spell Proverbs. Shut the fuck up. More like projects, not proverbs. Oh my God. Somebody said she was on a conference call with 20 people and they could hear a woman urinating. She didn't even put it on mute. Trifling. Oh my God. Okay, I'm scrolling down, scrolling down. My cousin's roommate is having her boyfriend over at their place all the time. Your cousin's roommate has her one. My cousin thinks he is a homosexual. Okay, in a situation like that, there must be a conversation because the bill's being split in half. When you add another adult to that, he's going to be running more water, the more electricity to heat up the. I mean, I don't know how this thing is structured. See, when you have a house, I mean, you got to pay for the water, you pay for the power, you pay for the garbage, you pay for everything. So you got something like that where it's going to run up your bill. Then this person is, and then using up the soap and the shampoo and the toilet paper and stuff like that. So I mean, he's using resources that are rightly hers because they're roommates. So, oh no, 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 we would put a stop to that. I don't know. I was in college. My uncle had my aunt and uncle bought this 3 bedroom condo, right? Because I stayed in the dorm just one semester, and then they bought. So then I moved into there, and we went out the other 2 rooms. And one of the girls was doing that. She was, always bringing this boy over. And it's like, he had shit at the house and everything. And so I told my uncle, he came rolled up in there and told dude to get the fuck out. And told the girl that he could spend more than one night a week there. And that if she continued to do this, she was going to have to get out. And of course, she wanted to do what she wanted to do, so she got kicked out. And she didn't get her deposit back because we felt like she used all of that up with dude running lights and he wanted to play watch TV all night and all this kind of stuff, so he was leaving lights on all over the place and just making everything more expensive for the other roommates and me. So now so that she needs to have a conversation. That's not right and that's not fair. All right. Yeah, I got that one. Okay, let's see. And that one, I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling. Trying to keep up is kind of hard. Okay. Yeah, questions. I see some people making statements, but those aren't really questions. They're just sharing stories. You're welcome, Ash. Okay, Van, it was good to see you. Yeah, you did, Tien. Did I answer it? You can ask one, uh, nerd Sue, but try to, you know, condense it. Okay, sincerely, Yona says, when do you introduce standards? Is it when they want you as a girlfriend? Oh, no, girlfriend. Your standards are in play from the first hello. Okay, the second, because this is the thing, and I think a lot of women make this mistake because you guys start off right. You want the guy to like you, so you try to be like, compliant and all happy dip, dee, 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 and whatever he wants to do, you just go along with it. And sometimes you feel a little twinge of you don't like something, or it kind of hits you wrong, it lands on you wrong, but you blow it off, you brush it off because you want him to like you. And what I'm saying is that is a huge mistake. That is a gross error. No one, you guys you got to lay out your standards from day one. For example, you have a guy, he says, okay, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna pick you up or whatever at 7:30. Okay, this is gonna be your maybe second date. He was cool on the first night, it's your second date. Okay, 7:30 comes and goes, 8 o'clock comes and goes, 8:30 comes and goes. So you call him, he don't answer. Finally at 9 o'clock, he either shows up or he finally calls. Now, what do? This is when the Jeopardy music plays. Ding dong 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 dong. What you're supposed to do is not answer the phone. You got caller ID. You see it's him. He shows up your house an hour and a half late. No, no, call. No, I'm coming. No, nothing. Just show up like what? You don't open the door. Okay, you teach his ass a lesson. He needs to be punished for that. But so many of you, because you want him to like you, you gonna answer the phone. Oh, what happened? I was so worried. I oh yes, we can still go out. Or you still let him come over at 9 or 10 o'clock, and it's only your second date. That's not how you conduct yourself. If you want to present yourself as a woman with standards and boundaries, they, like I said, they got to be in play from day one. You don't cut them no fucking slack. None. He got to be Johnny on the spot. If he says he need to be there at 7:30, you like a restaurant. I give you the 15-minute grace period like a restaurant does. So you supposed to be at 7:30. At 7:30 45, I'm hitting the door. I'm gone. And anything that has your number attached to it is getting blocked. That's how, I mean, I've gotten that hardcore about stuff because as an adult, if you're going to be late somewhere, you're going to call and tell, like, it's your job. I'm running late. I'll be there. I'm stuck in traffic. I'm this and that. Okay, so why do they get more courtesy, them strangers, than a woman you trying to get romantically involved with and be all up in her body and stuff? No, 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 no. Y'all got to value yourselves more than that. You got to value yourselves more than that. So that is, and you don't sit down like a list, my standards are T2, reading it down. You just, as the situations come up, share what your standards are at that time. All right. Crystal says, I have a relative who's very religious and would let her 13-year-old daughter have any type of sex ed, wouldn't let her have any type of sex ed. I have provided her with some information regarding reproduction and STDs. Am I overstepping? So the little girl's related to you? No, you're not overstepping. They used to teach, well, out here in California, I don't know where you live, but they have it in schools. A lot of parents didn't want their kids to have it, but others were like, no, because so many parents aren't comfortable talking about that kind of stuff. These little girls will write my advice column. I used to be really horrified at how many of them didn't know basic things about female hygiene or even about their bodies. And like, their cycle would start right, they're 13, 12, whatever. And it was like they start, have the first cycle and think they were dying because nobody had ever told them. I had no information about menstrual cycles. And I think, okay, that's just criminal because, I mean, these little girls could get pregnant and just like you haven't given them any information. Somebody could just talk to them, and they're just like a blank canvas. They're so naive, they don't know nothing. And then you wonder why your 13-year-old is pregnant. Well, you didn't teach her shit. So what do you think? That's your fault as a parent. You know what I mean? So I think you're doing a very good service. It might be something that, the little girl might not want her mother to know that she's learning, but it's a vital thing for young girls to know. They have to know this stuff. I mean, there's just no excuse for parents to keep their children dumb like they're like a Cabbage Patch doll or something, and it just set them up to be gamed on. It's just ridiculous. So no, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. Let me know if I can help in any way. She can look what if I don't know, she only 13, she might be ready for my videos. But they're there if you think she is. Uh City Girl. Deb, have you read the article that dark skinned women are least likely to get married, especially in highly educated? So what's a girl to do? What's a girl to do is not read trash magazine articles. That's what you do. See, how do I put this? Um, if you notice, when a non-black man is married to a black woman, they tend to choose the most chocolate sisters. Have you ever noticed that? Either she's, beautiful and chocolate, or if she's not chocolate, then she must be famous or rich. Because they don't tend to really, they don't send to like the ones who look too close to white, because that's just like what they already got. They want somebody who's chocolate because the difference, and I know this sounds awful, but you know how I am, I'm just going to say it. I think because the difference in skin color is what excites them. It's like, they like to hold their hand up and see the brownness and the darkness versus their paleness. And that shit gets they dig hard. I don't know what else, I don't know how to put it, but that's what I've noticed. Okay. The only people that have a problem with dark skinned women are black males. Now, if you want to stop tripping about that and stop thinking about that you're less than or whatever, something's wrong with you, stop dealing with nignogs and stop reading trash articles that make you feel bad about yourself. You have to be very, very careful about what you allow up in here, what messages you allow into your spirit. And anything, I'm telling you guys this now for the 500th time, because I usually don't talk about colorism because it gets on my nerves. But there's plenty of other channels that do. It's something I have chosen to ignore because I think it's stupid. It's some slave shit. And I don't like to concentrate on that kind of negativity because you can't change other people. See, on this channel, I talk about how we can change you. Notice? My message is about how you're going to change yourself and make yourself better, more powerful, more educated, more emotionally strong, more mentally strong, more accomplished, more higher self-esteem, whatever. It's all about you on this channel. When you start talking about how somebody else feels about you, you have no power over that and no control. You're going to be bumping your head against a brick wall. That's why I don't talk about it. That person is ignorant, and there's nothing you can do to change ignorant ass people. They have to make a decision to do that on their own. All you can do is handle yourself, and that's why I'm telling you, be very careful about the messages that you listen to. That shit goes into your spirit, and you still feeling all bad. And then what really bugs me is how many women will say, "Oh my God, they don't like us. They hate us," and then you go spread that shit all over Facebook and Twitter and post it all on your. I just be spreading the hate. So you find something and you spread it. So now 20,000 black women feel bad because of this one article, or it could even be 20 million. I don't know. But that kind of stuff tends to go viral, and the people spreading the hate are sisters. Why do you guys do that? Ignore that shit. If somebody posts something like that, block that person. And it comes on you, block them. So you can't see that shit anymore. You have to take control of your life and your energy and keep yourself positive and keep control of your mind. Okay, you don't just let anybody put shit up in your head. So articles like that, you should have never read that. I didn't read it. I saw the title, but I didn't read it because I knew it was gonna be some bullshit. And damn ain't about bullshit. Unless I'm getting ready to cut it down, like on my, I talk about niggas because I like to cut their bullshit down. But it's, that kind of stuff, you can't change it. You got to change you. That's the only thing you have power over, yourself. All right? You honor when they get the fuck out of your face. That's right. Honey, it's like, ooh, I want to just do the cabbage patch. Yeah, every man does have a sense of entitlement. That's what I'm saying. It has to come. It's a two-pronged thing. It's society and it's religion. And when you combine them two together, because society is originally based on religion, I mean, what do we have on our money? In God we trust. This is a Christian based nation. So everything to do with women being submissive and under the control and domination of men is, kind of co-signed even by our government. I mean, they talk about separation of church and state, but that shit is faulty. That don't happen. It doesn't happen. It's really not true. Yeah. Yeah, we don't do the colorism thing here. But like I said, I know there's plenty of channels where they do that. It's the active popular channels. And the people get there and they commiserate about their skin color. And that, you are welcome to go there. I don't promote those channels, but I know that some exist. And so, that might be, if that's something that's near and dear to you, where you need to go. Here we concentrate on other things. And, I'm talking about what's going on the inside of you, not the outside. Okay. Say one guy is a nation of Islam, like we can't be shit without men. Please. Yeah, thanks, Lady Boss, because I saw that too, and I'm like, oh no, I didn't see it. I saw that nerd, Sue. Thank you. Yeah, and I gave, I think what's a good answer, City Girl, but I'm just, wanted to explain further. That's why you don't really see much on this channel. There's a couple of things. Like I ripped that dude Kodak Black when he said some crazy stuff. Then that motherfucker went off to jail, and as soon as he got out, he back in the news for saying some other trash. I'm like, this dude don't know when to shut up. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, City Girl, but the article is about colorism, right? Because just what you said, it's dark skinned women. That's a colorism statement. So now, even though you might not view it that way, that is the subject of the article. How, it made a difference. Otherwise, it would have just said black women or women with a certain economic status or women that are educated or women that, it wouldn't just focus on skin color specifically. Once that became part of the discussion, that is an article on colorism. That's what that means. Let's see, Eden. Why do so many, including some spouses, act like they don't want to be in a relationship when they, oh, act like they do want to be in a relationship when they really don't? It's about power and control. We talk about this in several different videos. Little mothy looking thing flying around here. Um, Men like the perks of relationships and a woman loving them and being there for them, taking care of them, devoting herself to them, being loyal to them, having kids for them, helping them pay the bills so they don't have to work so hard. Those are relationships, what I call relationships of convenience. And I have a whole article on that on the Surviving Dating blog. Um, and that's what some of these guys are. But what you can tell, how you can tell is there's very little reciprocation in those relationships, and this is something you have to keep your eye open for. When a dude is really into you, he can't do enough for you. What you need, what you want. Can I get you this? Baby, baby, baby. And he's trying to do stuff to make you happy. The kind of relationship that you talk about, all they do is take. They might, grudgingly on your birthday or something, they come in with some little raggedy present, and on Christmas they get you some little thing. But I mean, I'm talking about during the day in and day out of a relationship, they're not giving people at all. They're there for you to give it to them, and all they do is take. So if you notice that, I mean, be realistic. So many women just be bending over backwards, cooking, cleaning, having babies, doing all this stuff, looking up wild, things to do from Cosmo in the, freaky sex category and all this stuff. You doing everything you worried about keeping him happy, but he's not worrying about that about you. He don't give a shit about you. And if I think if more women were honest with themselves about the lack of reciprocation and the lack of attention and affection and giving from their men, they would understand what kind of relationship that they were really in. Because that to me is like so obvious every time I see one. It's like, I wonder why she thinks she got a relationship and this nigga just here, just with his hand out. I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. And just because they got married, that don't mean nothing either. Because then they go around acting single. Yeah. Thanks, Lady Boss. The chat rules reminding people. Let me scroll down some more. Leandra says he's mad he's using up her toilet paper. Shit, toilet paper's expensive. It even went up at Costco. That's where I get mine. And I was like, wait a minute. It went up by like $3. I'm just too through. Okay. Oh, Jesse? Why does he get irritated out of nowhere? We'll just be talking, everything going well. Then he just gets angry over something I can't figure out and won't contact me for a few days because he's playing a game. And I used to have a boyfriend like that. Oh my God, this fool, even one time, this was on college and young and dumb. But I broke up with him when this thing happened. I had got a new car because even though I was only working part time, I was working at this law firm, right? So I was making bank. Compared to the other college students, I was making like twice, almost three times as much as some of them. And so I bought myself a new Honda. And I mean, like brand new off the floor. I put the little bra on the front and everything. Had the pop up headlights and whatnot. Oh, you couldn't tell me nothing. Nothing. Get the little racing stripes on the side. Honey, I was just the shit on my little Honda. So I went to pick him up and show him my car and everything, right? And his expression changed. I could tell he was, envious. But we get in the car, we go out to have some drinks or dinner or whatever. And so we were gone for a little while. So then we were coming back, and I'm going to drop him off at his place. And he reaches over, and it was a good evening. We had laughs and everything. He reaches over to where where the steering wheel, and he tries to turn the steering wheel that way. I'm supposed to be going straight, and over there were these cement pillars that the cars parked under. For the apartment was above that, and the cars, carports were under, but they had these big cement structure pole post things. He tried to crash my brand new car into one of them things right there. Luckily, that's when I was working out a goal, so I had as much muscle as he did. I wrestled that steering wheel back out, hit the brakes, told him to get the fuck out of my car, and that was it. That was our last date. I just had, you're not going to share my shit. And I'm like, what would possess somebody to do that? So I know what you're talking about. Those flashing them like bipolar fuckers. I just like can't deal with it. So he's getting mad so you don't have contact, in a lot of instances that's because they have another woman. So he don't want to talk to you and keep you out the picture because he's supposed to be so mad. So he over there with her, and then he flips the script and does the same shit with her, and then he's over there with you. So you just have to decide, my dear, if you want to be involved in some bullshit ass relationship with some bipolar fucker. Bottom line for me is you just take your little bipolar ass on over there somewhere, flip flop around with your mood swings and whatever you're trying to do, and you do it over there though. I don't want to be bothered. I want a man who's stable and consistent. Consistency is the key to a solid relationship that you can count on. When you have something like that where the dude's yanking the rug out from under you every time you turn around, mm-mm. Aisha has a question. Okay, let me see. What is it? Okay, I'm scrolling down. Oops, new messages. Oh no, my chat's frozen. Oh, there it goes. Oh, Christian's here. Where is she at? I have to find it so I can. Oh, Leandra's questions. Her boyfriend discovers she's a sugar baby and he wants her to stop, but he can't fund her lifestyle. What to do? Get a new boyfriend. That's easy. I mean, it's like what he wants you to be stuck in poverty with him. This is the thing. Dudes be getting jealous about other dudes that do better, so they want you to suffer with him. You just fire his ass and tell him what he gets. He can do for you what the other people can do. Then he can come back. But right now, it's like he's gonna pay your bills. Is he gonna pay your rent, buy your car note, and put food on your table and all this stuff? Buy your clothes, get your hair and nails done. Is he gonna do all of that? If he's not gonna do all of that, then he needs to shut the fuck up. It's like, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. And you ain't paying. So you can't boss. You just, a buster and you got to go. I'm like, I don't know. To me, that's a no brainer. You don't have no money. So, for me to get with you and drop this other thing, that would mean I'm suffering now. You're getting what you wanting, but I'm giving up what I want to please you. Fuck out of here. Fuck. Go. No. But that's you. That's the decision that you would have to make. But were I you, I would have got rid of him. That's what I would have done. You need to go over there and work on his, upping his income. Yeah, well, that I just answered, Miss Britt. I'm looking, I'm looking. I'm scrolling down, I'm scrolling down. Oh, they over there talking. Uh, I'm scrolling, scrolling. Okay, Texas Raised asks, how do you females feel if a man doesn't take out the what? I come home and dogs ain't fed, trash not taken out. I'm like, am I being oversensitive? No, because if he's supposed, it takes two people to run a household. If it's two people living there, then what is he doing? I mean, what you supposed to go to work all day just like him, and then you come home and do everything in the house by yourself? See, no, he would be getting cussed out. And if you don't want to feed the dogs, then I'm taking the dogs to the pound. That's what I would do. He would come home and there would be no dogs. It's like, well, you wasn't feeding them and taking care of them. I'll be damned if I'm doing that shit. So now we don't have that problem because the dogs is gone. Oh, and he would be mad. He would be hella mad because he mad because he's trying to make you do all that work for his dog. Oh, fuck no, nigga. No, no, no. We're not doing that. So we ain't gonna have no dogs. And the house will be cleaner. Won't be hair everywhere. Trash not taken out. Well, I had a friend whose husband wouldn't do that. And she hurt her back and she was out there wheeling that big can around, to put the trash out the can and everything. And she was like, oh, I just don't know what to do. I'm like, shit. I would have taken all that trash, with my back would have been fucked up anyway, right? Whether I put the trash out to the curb or whether I put the trash in his car. And that's what I would have done. All the trash, I would have taken some rubber gloves and just scooped it right into his car, all in the back seat, the driver's seat, the front passenger seat, all in the car. Okay, see, now you will understand when I say take the trash out, motherfucker. Now you're going to have to take it out because it's all up in your car. You're going to have to go get your car detailed and you're going to have a stench of garbage in your car for months because you thought that you was going to try to make me take out the trash. And so, that's a valuable lesson. And she told me I was crazy. And I'm like, well, I don't know about that, but I'm just telling you that's how I would do it. I'm not going to take out the trash every week when that's your job. And it's not like you have to cook and do everything else. All you got to do is wheel the fucking can to the curb. That takes, what, 60 seconds? And you can't do that? But you always want some booty? Oh, hell no, nigga, no. So, yeah, I told her that's what I would have done, and she thought I was crazy. Maybe I am, but I'm telling you, that's how my mind works. You gonna take out the trash. Either you gonna take it out in the can or you gonna take it out piece by piece from your damn car. So you pick one. And that's just how I am. I don't play with men like that. So you're not being oversensitive. Fuck that nigga. Shit. Sitting up there trying to make work for somebody. I'm telling you. Them dogs would be at the SPCA, the pound, somewhere, drive them down to Corpus Christi and let them out the vehicle and let them run free. Then whatever they gonna do, they wouldn't be doing it in my house. Nope. Okay, I'm scrolling down. You're trying to sue for attempted murder. Damn. Yeah, you gotta have these men that have, that you can depend on. If you gotta do everything yourself, what the fuck is he there for? Some money? Okay, you know what? You could get a female roommate who's gonna split the chores with you fair and split the bills in half. So, then you want some dick, you just go to somebody dude's house, do it, and then go back to your nice clean house that you share with another woman that's nice and clean, and y'all, you pay your bills and you do all stuff and everything's hunky dory. So, a lot of women say, "Yeah, but he pay half the bills." That's not a reason to take abuse. Because that's something that's easily solved in a roommate situation with somebody who got some damn sense. You do not have to have your man up in the house taking advantage of you like that. Oh, hell no. Mm-mm. I'm just evil, I think. Yeah, if Eve works, but she works too, so okay. I just don't understand. Oh, that's right. Wait, I'm kind of okay. I just added. We have our another other new moderator is Kristen Michelle. I just activated it. I only know how to do it within the chat, so that's why I had to do it that way. Okay, he works as well, but you have long days as well and get pissy when I come home and shit I feel man should take care of isn't done. Well, make sure you don't do it. Okay, that's the first thing. You know, don't do it. That's the game a lot of them play. They try to wait you out, right? They want to see how long that you will tolerate it and then before you do it yourself. And that's the game that they're playing with you. So you don't say nothing. You don't do it. You just let the just you might, I don't know, it's gonna be funky if you don't take the trash out. And especially if you really are down in Texas, it'll be hot and it's gonna be reeking, but you know what? Tolerate it for a day or two. He'll be all right because he'll realize that he's lost that game. You ain't playing it with him no more, and he's gonna have to take it out. He'll be like, "Oh, the garbage smell." He'll be like, "Yeah, it does. You should have took it out, don't you think? And before it got this bad, and then you go in the bathroom and draw you a bubble bath. Just ignore him." Okay. Oh, you have? Well, I finally saw you. I'm scrolling through with the questions. And so I activated you. See how it's showing up in blue now? That means you're a moderator. Yeah, you want more nail money? Yeah, girl, he can't afford it then. He got to go. Trying to regulate on somebody. Broke ass motherfucker, you can't regulate. You don't have regulator money. Uh-uh. That's the part they just don't get. You want to be regulated, so you got to come in like this with the Huns. And then somebody might listen to you. But you coming in there, you just squeaking off $5 bills and shit. No, nigga. No. Oh, somebody got a question. Okay. Beauty asks, how you feel about dating a giant just out of jail? Oh, hell no. I can't even finish the question. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Don't you waste your time. What you trying to do? Scrape the bottom of the barrel? He's just out of jail. You know what he needs to be doing right now? Concentrating on his probation or parole, whatever they call it. And if he got to pay restitution, he needs to be doing that and find himself a job and find him some place to live. That's what he needs to be concentrating on, not some ass. Okay? Do not involve yourself, especially if you got kids with no motherfucker who been up in a prison. And especially, I told you this, well, you guys, it was a long time ago. This story of this woman that I had met, And she was telling, it was her sister. She was telling me about what happened. Her sister had gotten involved with this, jailbird dude, and so he got out and he, got paroled, right, to her house, right, because they were supposed to be getting married. That's the lie he was telling her. She had a 7-year-old son. She comes in the house one day to see Dick dude balls deep up in her son's butt, little boy screaming like Bloody Mary. Do not get involved with a convict fresh out of anywhere. Now, if he's been out for a couple of years, he's off parole, he's a model citizen, he turned his life around, he ain't fucking around with the fuck boys no more, he started a legit business or he got a nice job, he went back to school, got a degree, he's doing something positive, he has like a string of successes that he's proven that he's put himself on the right path, then you can fuck with him. Because I really do believe everybody, especially when they're young, they might do something stupid and get caught up, and it's just a youthful mistake. One of my cousins got caught like that. Idiot. He had some friends, they stole a car, right? So they come to the house and pick him up. My grandfather told him not to get in the car, but he gets in the car anyway. So they put him in the middle in the back seat. So it's five knuckleheads in this car, right? So then I guess the police saw him and they must have run the place or something. So they start chasing, the police starts chasing after him. So they speed around and everything. My cousin's like, he don't even know what's going on, right? I'm sorry, he's not my cousin, it's my uncle. He's, now he don't even know what's going on. And so the kid, they stop, and, the four doors open and all of them go in four different directions. Because, see, they all knew the car was stolen. And my uncle's just sitting there in the back seat just looking. So he was the only one that got arrested. So, he only had to do like 90 days or six. It was like his first offense and all this old stuff. But he did have to go to jail behind that. So that's when, I'm sure a lot of people do more severe things. They've been there a lot longer. But I'm just saying, using it as an example of how people are stupid and young and they do dumb stuff. But if he's gotten past all of that and make sure it's not something where he's like a registered sex offender or he's in for domestic violence or murder. Okay, those kind, I don't care how good he is now. Fuck that. Just leave him alone. But some stupid stuff. You know, you give him another chance after years later, like I said, after he's proven himself to be a decent sort of dude. You can, date him and see. But if you got kids, don't even do that. Fuck it. Danielle says, I got a close older relative that's been married to her husband for 20 plus years. She's mentioned to me several times that his lack of affection and sexual drive, and I can telling her, uh, uh, okay, I must have missed something. She keeps telling her something. So you said don't give away the pet of your significant other. That's horrible breach of trust. I wouldn't give a fuck. And you know why? Because you breached your trust with me. You promised me that you were going to be doing these things as my partner. You don't do them. What you have done is brought some animals into the house and made more work for me. So guess what? The fucking animals are going and you don't like it. Your ass can go right with them. That's my stance right there. I don't really care. Because it's like you're not going to ruin my life and make more work for me behind some pets that you want. You know, if you want them so bad, then you should be taking care of them. But that's not what he was doing. He's making her do it. And if they're his dogs, then he needs to take care of his dogs. He don't take care of his dogs. His dogs is going to the pound in the story. Because I'm not doing it. And I don't give a fuck if it's a breach of trust. He just won't trust me then. You should trust. I should be able to trust you to take care of your own goddamn dogs and to do what you tell me that you're going to do. You make promises and you don't keep them, then whatever repercussions come from that, you just going to deal with it. And it's going to be your pets at the pound. That's what's going to be. I don't give a damn. Once you open that door, you open the door for some distrust, I'ma blow that motherfucker up with dynamite. You gonna wish you had that door so you could close it. It's gone. How do you get revenge on a 62-year-old narcissist ex-boyfriend who was sleeping with his students, his ex-girlfriend and a woman he met online? I learned all of this after the fact, but it broke my heart. What you do is he's 62, motherfucker gonna be dead in the next 10 years. Just leave that alone. That's enough. But the bottom line is he was not your husband. He was a boyfriend. Okay, you putting too much on it. You putting too much on it. See, y'all want to be having all these emotions about boyfriends like you would if you was married. You weren't married to this man. And as long as you're not married, you're still single. Okay? So I know people are like, yeah, but we had a commitment. We had this. If you had a commitment, then you would be married. You walking around talking about that's my boyfriend and boyfriend for years and years and years. That's bullshit. That's a bullshit ass relationship. So in this case, I know this is hard for you to listen to. You are going to leave this alone. You're going to make sure he is blocked from every vehicle that you can block him on, and you're going to stop thinking about him. You're putting toxic energy into your system and toxic thoughts into your mind and heart about a knucklehead that's not worth it. Okay, he wasn't worth it when you was dating him. He's definitely not worth trying to think about doing anything to him now. That shit often backfires. Leave him alone. Move on. That's the best revenge you could get is being happy with somebody else. Or even shit, just being happy by yourself without him. That's the best revenge you could get. Yeah, they eat a lot. Shit, we used to have one dog. And it was, well, we had like one at a time Labrador, German Shepherds. We always had big dogs, a Doberman Pinscher. Them big ass motherfucker. Oh, they ate a lot of food. It was expensive. And then they shit everywhere. So, it's constantly cleaning up because we would keep them in the backyard. During the day, everybody was gone, so they'd be back there. And then, they get walked in the morning and walked at night. But, sometimes they would still poop in there and stuff, and it would just be like this giant mountain. And I was like, I'm not doing that. My brothers used to have to do it. I wouldn't do it. It might not be the best way, newer to whatever, net, but it's my way. Because, see, my thing is if I ask you to do something and you don't do it, and you think I'm gonna do it, you think you're gonna put a burden on me, and I'm just gonna take it. See, that ain't Deb. That's not gonna happen. So the conflict person who would have been able to worry about resolving the conflict would have been the person who was supposed to do what they were supposed to do and didn't do it. That's where the conflict started. They failed. So what I do because you failed and decided not to do what you're supposed to do, see, it's open season on your ass at this point, and that's just how I am. I'm not trying to resolve a conflict. I'm trying to get some bullshit off my plate. You're not going to do it. I'm going to do it. And that involves me taking them in the car and driving them over to the pound and say, take these motherfuckers. They're not welcome at my house anymore. And if he, like I said, don't like it, then he should have took care of them. If he don't like that they gone, he can go back and get them. But they going to wherever he going to be living because he's not going to be living with me with them damn things. No, not happening. All right, let's see. I started reading somebody's question and then it cut off. Um, oh yeah, it's Danielle. Okay, she mentioned to me several times of his lack of affection and sexual drive, and I can telling her, and then that was it. So I don't know what the question is. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Oh, Monica has a question. Okay, somebody copy Monica's, and I'll do it after this one, cause I didn't see it. Um, Single girl one says, "Is it ever okay to relocate to date a man you're interested in? I work from home, no kids, no pet. He has a great job, no kids, no pet. No, do not do that. Interest? Why would you change your life over interest? I mean, it's like this. People do have long distance relationships. People even have what they call commuter marriages. So, give this some time. And if you guys become a close couple and it becomes, let's get married, let's do this, then you talk about changing your life and, moving, uprooting yourself and all that. But don't do that. I mean, it's just too easy. You're just doing too much. Thanks, Rena. You that would be just doing too much. I mean, just look how there's like no challenge to get you. You just like, pack yourself up and FedEx yourself to dude like a little puppy wagging his tail. Love me, pay attention to me. I want to be with you. I mean, dude don't even have to do no work. Come on now. You got to value yourself more than that. He needs to put in some work. If he wants you, then he's going to have to tell you, and he's going to make arrangements for you to move where he is. He going to get some movers, or he going to pay, the truck and come with, himself and his muscle and whatever. I mean, he's going to put forth the effort to get his woman where he is. You don't do nothing. You sit your ass right where you are, and you let him call you, and let him, if he wants to fly out to see you, you let him do that. But don't you spend your money on a man or any kind of long distance anything. Don't do that. And you definitely do not move. Don't do that. That would be a huge mistake. Now, no, because dogs smell, like I said, you got to clean up after them. Them vet bills be horrendous. And then the food, dog food is expensive. Have you been to Petco lately and seen how much it costs for them food for them big ass dogs? You be buying them like 60-pound bags of stuff. No, no, I can't do it. You think you're gonna have to pull a dab, girl? I'm telling you. You better channel some evilness, because I'll tell you, I just, no, we're not going to do that. I'll give them a chance. I say, look, you need to take out the trash before something bad happens. "Well, what you mean? What's going to happen?" It's like, you'll find out. I suggest you take out the trash. Don't take the trash out, it's going to be in your car. So, fat, okay, okay. Miss Moore, why would a man beg for my phone number for 2 weeks, and when I finally give it to him, he never calls? Because he wants to punish you for making him wait for 2 weeks. But if you've been telling him no for 2 weeks, you should have never gave it to him. That's how that's supposed to go. I mean, that's what he's doing. He mad because it took, you didn't give it to him right away. You took 2 weeks, so now he not gonna call you, so that he thinking that your feelings gonna be hurt and you're gonna be all fucked up about it. Should have gave his funky ass the wrong number. Do you have a Google Voice? You need to get one. When they want a phone number, make them wait 2 3 weeks and then give them that. So he can call that as much as he wants to. He'll never get you. That will be his real punishment for begging for 2 weeks like a thirsty motherfucker. Ew, cause begging. Sim girl asks, how you feel about moving for a man you're dating? Oh, okay. I think, was that the one I just answered? Okay. I'm behind you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just now scrolling down. You'll take the dogs. That's good. Thank you, Radical Angel. That's a nice compliment. Okay, yeah, I answered that one from Single Girl. Uh, I need to find a female roommate. Girl, you can find them. It's a lot of people, especially like out here in the Bay Area. The rent's so high. Shit, you got a roommate, you still paying $1,500. It's just unbelievable how much stuff costs around here. I'm so hard on men. They're men. They're supposed. This what you think is supposed to be dainty and all prissy and stuff. No, these are supposed to be dudes. They're supposed to be hard. Like my show that I did the other day. I talked about, hey, we want a fucking warrior. I want a Marine. Okay, a Navy SEAL type of dude, tough. Don't be folding up and crying and shit. You can't do nothing. Everything is like too hard. I want somebody who's gonna fight to the death. Just make the shit happen like one of the 300 men in that movie, The 300. I want a dude like that, okay? Who's not gonna just not gonna fold up. And that's why I be hard on them, because I expect them to be able to take it. If they can't take it, that means he's weak, and I just really just lose respect. Ugh, weak men. Ugh. All right, I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling down. Yes, everybody. A Christian is our new moderator. We got two, Nerd and Sue and Christian. Just started today is their first chat, their first one. Okay, Danielle. Oh, okay. So okay, you changed it. Okay, I'm sorry, Daniel, because it's like he just cut off midstream, so I didn't know what it was you was asking me. So she says, I've got an older relative that's mentioned to me her husband of 20 plus years lacks affection and a sex drive. I can tell it's really bothering her. Besides for lending an ear, I'm unsure how to advise her. Well, the sex part I can because depending on like what his health condition is, he might not be able to do that because he has ED from blood pressure medicine, diabetes, um, vascular damage from the hypertension or clogged arteries, this arteriosclerosis. There's a lot of reasons why, and those little blood vessels for men down there are very small and delicate, and if they be eating wrong and stuff, they're gonna have problems in that area. Now, what happens with the lack of affection, though, because we know a lot of women say even though their husbands couldn't do that anymore because of health considerations, they actually liked it more because he held hands with them. He was, more touchy feely with them and stuff. And the women didn't feel pressured that it was going to have to lead to the bedroom or anything. So they actually enjoyed it. But then came Viagra and destroyed that bliss. But for her, she just has to make a decision. I mean, you don't say how much older is. I mean, she could be like in her 40s, got married at 22 or something. You know what I mean? She could still be like a young, what they call a young matron. And if she's in her 40s, honey, her coochie is on fire. It's just like unbelievable. Like, yeah. So, she is going to have to, I think, talk to her husband and make a decision what she wants to do. Is she's looking, I mean, if that's that important to her, where she wants to, get a divorce. Because, the lack of affection part is really bothering me. Or should they go to counseling? I mean, maybe he's feeling like less than a man because he can't get it up no more. You know how much men put the importance they put on that kind of stuff. I don't know if she's already investigated these things, but there's, doctor, psychologist for medical for marital counseling, and then if he's not interested in any of those things, or he don't want this stuff, then either she gonna have to get her somebody on the side, or she's gonna have to get a divorce. It's only them four options. And I don't really know, how long this has been going on for her, what her frustration level is. And when she says no, lack of affection, I mean, is he giving her a little bit or none at all? I mean, there's a lot of holes there. But if she, if she really wants that, those are her only options. She could try to save the marriage, or she could bail on the marriage. That's it. You knew I would say that, really? Okay, yeah, I just answered Danielle's. Uh, she met him on. No, not only STDs. They just be doing all. I mean, it's worse than STDs. What's that stuff? That blood disease that people get? Um, I can't think of it right now. That shit that destroys your liver. Nah, I'm good, son. What's attractive about jailbirds? I don't know. Because, I used to make a joke because I don't know if they still do this, but for a while I, had met a lot of women who had either brothers or cousins, uncles, somebody that they was close to that was in prison, and the dudes would send them a picture. Do you know that every single one of them pictures, the dude would squat down and then they would do this pose. They're like, point, wait, how can I, they're like, arm extended and pointing out while they squatting down, and they would be doing that. They all pose the same way, and I started calling that the jailbird pose. No, 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 no. I can't do, I'm just not a fan of internet dating. I mean, I know people do it, everybody on the swipey things and all this sort of stuff. I haven't even seen the swipey thing. I don't know what it looks like. I've never been on it. It's not on my phone. I don't know nobody, personally who uses it. I just know, from online and stuff. You guys come here and talk about it. But I'm like, I don't really want to. Yeah, you got to be careful about these men around your kids. A lot of them are just out for your kids. I know I told you guys that story about the dude I met at the networking event here, right? The Oakland Chamber of Commerce. I used to go to their monthly breakfast meetings. And so I met this dude. I mean, he seemed like he had good sense, right? I mean, it was cool. It wasn't too long after my husband. I don't know, maybe a couple of years after my husband died. So my daughter was probably about, I don't know, 7 or 8 at that time, 9 maybe, something, I know. She was less than 10. I do know that. Okay, so then, um, we were at the meeting, and so we chit chat a little bit. We exchanged cards. And so I had my office was at home. So, the phone rings. I pick up the phone. I'm chit chatting with him. And then my daughter comes over to ask me something. Now, up until then, the conversation had been, kind of distant and cool. I mean, he was just talking regular, like, how men try to be cool. Yeah, 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 that kind of tone of voice, right? When he heard her voice, let me tell you what this motherfucker did. His whole voice perked up. Oh, you have a child? And something about the way he said it, it just made me, I don't know. I just got this icky, this, I was on alert. Okay. That's the best way to put it. I was on alert. So I remember holding the phone and looking at it like, and his voice changed. The tone changed so quick and was like so excited, right? Whereas before he was Mr. Cool. You know how brothers be on the phone? Yeah, that kind of thing, right? Oh, so you have a child? I said, yes. Oh, is it a boy or a girl? He says with much enthusiasm. So I'm like, okay, this is getting weird. I said, it's a girl. Okay, so he's, well, how old is she? So, whatever. I told him. And he's like, oh, and this is the next thing he said. Oh, well, if you ever want to go out with your friends and you need a babysitter, call me. I just met this motherfucker earlier that day, don't know shit about him. But I'm going to let you have unsupervised time with my little girl who already lost her daddy and still not really, emotionally stable yet, even after all these years. She's still kind of, she had a hard time with me being gone in the evening. So usually I would just leave her with my aunt, with her little cousins and stuff so she could play with them. And she didn't really miss me that much. But he think I'm going to leave my baby in the house alone with him? While I don't know him, he asked me that. I swear that's what the real conversation. And y'all know me, and I cussed his ass out. And then I told him that I better not see him at any more of the Converse meetings, or I was gonna tell everybody what a pedophile freak motherfucker he was, and it was gonna be all over Oakland and blah 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 blah. I just read his ass like a book. And he's like, well, you took it wrong. I said, no, I didn't. You know very well what you wanted to do with my daughter, thinking I was gonna be stupid enough to leave you with my daughter alone so I could shake my ass somewhere, motherfucker. So I'm telling you, it was just something weird. Dude was just weird, but you got to be careful about men around your kid. Some of them won't be as blatant as him, but they'll still be focused a lot on your children, way more than they focused on you. All right. And this girl knew, but I think she underestimated because he came home to her dog whining and they took it to the vet. No, no. It's like, okay, I know where this is going. Okay, let me go to the next question. Pam, I'm about to be 40 soon, but I have a friend that assumes the reason why I'm single is because huh? Because I'm not married now, to not be upset and tell her that that's not the real reason. Okay, I'm confused. Something got translated wrong here. Because I'm not married. How? Oh, how to not be upset and tell her that that's not the real reason. Um, Pam, what you have to do is tell your friend that when she can show you 10 happy marriages where there's no cheating, no abuse, no money problems, and them women are living a happier life than what you are single, that you'll think about it. And tell her and say, and bitch, until then, don't mention this shit to me again. Trying to perpetrate it like being married is so fucking grand and wonderful. Then how come 75% of women be jumping up trying to file for divorce to get out of their marriages? They ain't trying to be with them men. So when you want to put me in that trick bag so I can suffer along with them, fuck you and them too. That's what you have to say to her, Pammy, and then she will never say that to you again. Make sure you use the words bitch and fuck you in the paragraph somewhere in there. You work that in so that she understands how clear you are about what she trying to pull. She need to be shut the fuck down. Okay, yeah, I answered that. Oh, when he found out he had screwed a dog and caused damage to the dog. See, no. Okay, now we just, on What the Fuck Tuesday, we just answered a question from a young woman who got with this guy who was like super, into all these weird things. And I just don't, I'll be a little experimental, but I'm not doing that. I have a long list of things I'm not doing. I'm not. I'm just not. Don't. If as soon as you mention them to me, that's what you were even thinking about in your head, that's where you want to go, you're gone here, honey. Because I don't want you trying to be, slipping me nothing and thinking you're gonna be trying something without you got me high or drunk or passed out or something like that. See, once you start slipping like that, see, I don't trust you and I don't want nothing to do with you, and you're too weird for me. You gotta go. You go with somebody who's into those weird, strange things, bestiality, pissing on folks, all this stuff, pooping on people, being tied up to walls and being hit until you bleed. No, 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 no. You gonna do that over there somewhere else with somebody else, but it won't be over here. Deb don't do those kinds of things. Okay, yeah, I just got, thanks, Christian. I just got, finally saw her question. Christian. Single girl has another question? Oh, I already answered that one. It's, if you missed it, I already answered it. It's up there somewhere. Um, I mean, she thinks that I'm a hoe, but that's not the reason. I have not met the right guy yet, but I still want her as a friend. Well, why? I mean, maybe it's just me, but I couldn't be friends with somebody who thought it was okay to think of me as a hoe. That just doesn't compute to me. I mean, that's something that you call somebody that you don't like very much, not your friend. So if you have a friend who thinks that negatively of you, Pammy, what are you doing? That can't be good for your self esteem to have somebody like that making those kind of negative judgments about you. How can that's like a frenemy? That's not a friend. Friends don't talk to each other like that. Okay, that's just inappropriate. And she's like attacking you for being single. See, that bitch, she got some problems. She need to get cussed out. That's what happens there. I mean, I understand where you coming from, but I'm telling you, you better put your game face on. This bitch is coming for you. And she been doing it for a while, trying to figure out if you gonna catch on or not. She just doing too much. And you need to put that bitch in check. Call thinking that you a hoe and gonna say all this trifling shit about you and you still wanna be her friend? Don't do that. She need to get fired. Yeah, the dude with the dog. See, nah, he would have to die. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't be promoting violence, but he would just have to die. That would just be all there is to it. I mean, just like ugh. Yeah, these jailbirds. I don't know. They got some issues. Yeah, Sadia, I'm telling you. Okay, I'm scrolling down to see if there's any more. Oh yeah, jailbird used to pay you to write love letters. He didn't pay. Oh yeah, they do that. That's a big. Like if people educated folks go to prison, that's how they make their money. Writing letters for men that are like damn near illiterate. They write letters for them, all flowery and stuff, and they can sell the same letter to different people because they're going to different women, right? So each woman is getting this mass produced letter talking about how he loves her, he thinks about her, and how he can't wait to get out, and how the love they gonna make, and it's gonna be so lovely, and he just so contrite about the mistakes he made. He was so stupid, do this and that, and blah blah blah. It's always the same shit. But yeah, you get somebody in there who's got good writing skill, he gonna be rich in prison. He gonna have all the cigarettes and all the money on his books and all the chips and everything that he sold, but toothpaste, everything that he needs will be provided because he got some writing skills. Your cousin has driven many women crazy. He messed up their money and credit, crashed their cars, and slept with their friends around. They were stupid women. That's all I can say. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Should older women think about marrying? Why? Just live with a motherfucker. Don't let him be commingling assets, trying to take your retirement funds and stuff. You know, there's too scandalous. I'm telling you, Lady Vin, that stint I did with Adult Protective Services kind of ruined me. That was just I just saw the worst side of humanity when it came to older people. You would think, at least I was raised to like honor and respect elders. That's not what these people do. And then most of them are their own parents and they be stealing their shit. So I'm like, I just wouldn't put it past a guy. You got a woman who's well to do. She might be a widow. Her husband left her a bunch of stuff, a house, some property and stuff. She got some money, your little blingage. She got a nice car and stuff. He gonna see that shit. And he's living like a pauper ass is gonna be next, living up in your house and got his fingers all up in your stuff. And once you marry him, see, then it becomes community property. So you don't need to do that. If you rolling well by yourself, the most you should do is have a boyfriend, and that's it. You do not need to think about getting married. What's marriage gonna bring you that you don't already have? Marriage to me is for when you're young and you want to have babies, so your kids are, like socially respectable, born to two parents, and you got two parents to take care of them and shit. But after you old, you ain't having no more babies. What the fuck you need to get married for? And if he wants you to have some of his shit, he can just will it to you. You still don't have to be married because he can give you his stuff when he dies, but that don't mean you gonna give him yours. Shit, fuck that. So that's my answer to Lady Vin. No, you should not. Natasha, what do you say to a 3-year old when she says, I don't like or love my dad? Not in her life. He's not in her life. He had a child after that, after then got married. Um, you let her talk. See, one thing that like a lot of parents do, they think, okay, they want to force a relationship on a child, and they want to think that children don't know what they feel and think, and it's like the greatest disrespect that people do. Just because somebody's young does not mean that she's not in touch with her feelings at 3, because they can very well articulate, at 3, especially female children. They're very good language skills at 3 years old. They can tell, they identify their feelings. I'm mad, mommy. I'm hungry. I'm so tired. My daughter used to tell me, Mommy, I want my crib. And she would tell me when she wanted to go to bed. And so I would give her a little stuff and put her in the bed. She'd snuggle down and go to sleep. Okay, that taught me a lot. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I want to take a bath and play. I mean, she would tell you what she wants. So respect that. Okay, the best you can do since she's 3 is maybe help her explore her feelings. So you sit down with her, non-judgmental. Don't you tell her, don't think like that. You shouldn't say those things. Don't ever do that. Sit down with her and hold her and say, okay, you said this. Why did you say that? Tell mommy, what's going on. What, are you angry? Are you sad? Try to help her figure out exactly what she's feeling and help her deal with it. But don't ever tell her that she can't doesn't have a right to feel what she feels or say what she needs to say to express those feelings. Don't do that to her. Do not do that to her. You want to have an authentic relationship with your daughter where she can come to you and feel accepted and loved and understood. And it starts right now. Okay, it starts at 2 and 3 years old. When they start telling you stuff, you gotta listen. Okay, so she sounds like a very smart young lady. You let her talk, figure out what's going on. There might be more to the story than what you know. All right, let's scrolling down. I'm scrolling. $68? Oh hell no. That's food. That's food for a family. Nah, I must be cheap. I was like, no way in hell. Yeah, I used to have a female room, but then I had a male roommate, but he was just as bad because he brings up. Okay, I had my boyfriend had given me some like this perfume that used to cost like over $100. It was like the best perfume, the most expensive gift I'd ever gotten, other than my parents. He had some bitch at the house. This bitch go in my room, and not only did she use my perfume, she took like a bath in it. $100 perfume. You don't need to. You just spritz a little, and you let it land on you, and that's it. So I'd had this bottle forever, and I hadn't only used a little bit of it. I come home and the bottle's like half gone. This bitch done took a bath in my $100 stuff. It was like $129 for this bottle. I was like, oh no. So after that, I bought a lock and put it on my door. Ooh wee. Mm-mm. Okay, I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Yeah, they crazy. Staying your ass in Georgia. Well, sometimes until you know what you really want to do, just stay put until you make a good decision. Your dog has allergies. Y'all must love your animals. I will be trading it in. I must not like animals that much. Should I have enough allergies for 5 people? I couldn't do with an animal that had some too. All right, I'm scrolling down. I'm trying to see if there's any. Oh, hepatitis C. Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, the blood disease that they be giving you. And that jailbird squat picture. Mm-mm. No. You met your husband on eHarmony? Psh, I think I have ADHD because, they had a free weekend on eHarmony before, right? So I'm thinking, oh, I should, because they had all these commercials where people that were showing people was getting married and stuff. So, I mean, that was pretty curious to me. So I said, okay, I'm going to go on here and I'm going to, fill out the profile. Okay, 45 minutes later, I still hadn't finished. So I just quit. And then I still got some, matches supposed to be, oh my God. This is when I was living in the inner part of where it's like the population is like 99% white at that time. And that's why sent my daughter to high school because I did not want her going around with no nignogs. And also all the men that live out there, were like wealthy older white dudes. And so they was on my ass. I got so many emails, and like I said, I didn't even finish the profile. I got so many, letters, email, whatever they call them, and they're like, oh, let me take you out. We can go on my yacht. We can go. I have a country home. We can go there. We can do this and that. Do you ride horses? I'm like, these dudes got money, but you know what? I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I'm looking at them. I'm like, oh my God, you look like one step left from the crypt keeper. Can't do it. Dude, you should have took care of your skin. Out on your yacht, you should have put on some sunscreen because he's looking kind of rugged. And I not rugged in a good way like the Marlboro man or something. Just rugged like crusty. Nah, I'm good, son. I'm good. Maybe I'm shallow. Nah, they was just old. But see, if I was into that kind of thing, I could have got with him and he would have died and then I would have had me a whole bunch of shit. But I'm like, can't do it. Okay, I'm scrolling down. We'll probably have time to do. Oh shoot, it's already 7:30. Okay, I'll do one more question. Okay, as soon as I find the next one. I'm scrolling down, scrolling. I see a lot of comments. Um, oh, somebody said I would have had 10,000 questions, but I quit dating and common sense slapped me. That's pretty funny. Uh, yeah, I'm with you, T. Hamilton. I don't even have a dog. With the idea of somebody doing something like that, that would just make me want to hurt you really, really bad, like fatal. Like that's just make poor little defenseless animal. That's what you choose to do. That's the same thing like they do with kids. Nah, you just nasty. My friend who has been in two long relationships and is now married at 24 made fun of me because I kept dating and breaking up after the third date with fuckboys. She making fun with you? You need to get a new friend. What you supposed to do? Just be with a fuckboy just so you won't be single? What desperate women do. These guys, you guys got these like vicious backstabbing kind of female friends. Your friends are supposed to be supportive of you and encouraging of you and helping you. Like if she married and her husband got some good friends that she thinks are decent dudes, why isn't she hooking you up with them instead of talking about what you're doing? What you supposed to just stay with somebody who's stupid? New friend for you too. Y'all just yeah. If you got a question, this is it. I'm taking one more. If the first one I see, I'm scrolling down, scrolling. She just like her mama nurse who says, "Oh no." Okay, I'm scrolling. Okay, here we go. There you go, TC. Your mama gonna understand what time it is. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You do not marry them where they're gonna be getting half of your shit and their kids getting half of your shit if you die before them. Okay, Elisa says, I'm planning to get my son's last name changed to mine. He has his deadbeat dad's name. He has been in his life for nor paid child support. Would you know if No, Saudi, I didn't see that one. Would you know if he would be able to fight me on it out of state, out of spite? You're the custodial parent. Do you have full legal and physical custody? If you have joint legal custody, then the answer to that question would be yes. If you have sole legal and sole physical custody, then he can't do shit. You could change the baby's name to, Willy Wonka. It won't be nothing he could do about it. But, you don't have to put all your business in the chat, but that is the one point that would be a source of contention. Although, you could probably consult with an attorney, of course, it's going to cost money to see, like different states may have different regulations or whatever about that. But in general, the joint legal custody requires both parents' consent on any matters concerning the child that have to do with, legal legal wrangling. So that would be something to think about. So, Sadia, I did not see that question. Why women be praising men for things that they're supposed to do, like having their own home, etc. I don't know. I wrote about that. That's what I call base. I mean, I didn't write about it. I made a video about it. Just basic. I mean, he just doing basic shit that men all over the world do, and most of them do it way younger. You got 17, 18, 19-year olds in other countries getting married and having families, and they providing, got animals and, building homes and doing all kind of shit for their wives. And you got these people over here, 35 and 40, and ain't doing shit. No. Am I ever going to do a self care video that talks about skincare and food? Hmm, that's a good idea. I can definitely do the food. He signed a birth certificate. You have primary custody. Primary, but that doesn't mean you have full legal custody. See, but if he hasn't been around, there might be some grounds for abandonment or something. Like I said, consult with an attorney in your municipality to get the specifics because every state is a little bit different. Okay. But I know that's how it is here in Cali. If you got joint legal custody, your hands are tied unless the other parent signs off. Have you seen this? A 90-year-old lottery winner. Wait, what? A 90-year-old lottery winner suing her son for misinvesting her money. No, I haven't, but I'm telling you, I saw that and worse when I was working with Adult Protective Services, so I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. But what she let him have his hands on her money for, though? See? Oh. Can I do a video on black men's obsession with strippers? Well, ideas for videos, you need to email them to me because, once I close out of the chats, I don't go back and read them. So you email them to survivingdating@gmail.com and, then and tell me what your ideas for the videos are. Yes, thank you, Christian. Yes, if you have more questions or you want to make comments or whatever, because we got What the Fuck Tuesday coming up. And that's when I do, people send in their advice questions. I read them on the air and then we talk about them. I give out the answers right there on the air. So it's kind of like this, but the questions are much longer and more involved. But we have time to do that. And I usually do, between 12 and 15 questions every Tuesday. So if you want to have your question considered, just write to go onto the blog at survivingdating.com or at the top of the YouTube channel, you'll see a button that says Get Advice. You just click that and it will take you there too. So now we ran a few minutes over. That's okay, but it's time for us to get up out of here. Everybody has been great answering your questions. There were some very interesting ones that came through tonight. Come on through on the weekend. Make sure you're a subscriber so you get hit that instant notification when you see that I'm going to be doing a video this weekend. It'll probably be on Sunday. And I will see you then. Okay? You guys go out and be great. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.